Hi, everyone, and welcome to our last Caregiver Talk of 2025. I am Rachel, founder of Sandwich Casey, and I'm so glad you're here today, whether you're watching live or watching the replay. We'd like to thank AARP Kansas City for sponsoring our 2025 Caregiver Talk series and supporting everything we do. I know your time is precious, and I really appreciate you carving out a little space to learn about something that can make your caregiving life just a bit easier. Today, we're going to talk about something that confuses pretty much everyone: the difference between home health care and in home care. These sound almost identical, and a lot of families assume they're the same thing, but they're actually very different services. And understanding those services can help you make better decisions with or for your loved one. By the end of this caregiver talk, you'll be able to clearly explain the two, know which one fits your situation, and feel more confident about choosing the support that's right for your family. So let's jump in. Let me start with a few questions. If you're here live, you can raise your hand either literally or using the reaction button. Have you ever had a doctor or somebody else mention home health and thought they meant someone coming in to help with bathing or meals? Or maybe you looked into hiring help at home and wondered why Medicare won't pay for it. Or maybe you've heard people use these terms interchangeably, even though they're not the same thing. Well, you're not alone. This is one of the most common points of confusion for family caregivers, at least at first. The reason is simple. Both types of care happen at home, but one is medical and ordered by a doctor, and the other is non-medical and focused on day-to-day living. Once you know that, everything starts to make sense. So, what we're going to cover today is what home health care is, what in home care is, the key differences, real life examples, how to decide what you need, and how to get started. Let's start with home health care. And the easiest way to remember this is that it's medical or health care delivered in the home. Home health care is usually short term. It's for someone who's recovering from surgery, a hospital or rehab stay, an injury, or a new diagnosis, and it requires a doctor's order. This is often covered by Medicare, um, and sometimes insurance, private insurance. Typical services of home health care include nursing care like wound care or medication management, physical, occupational, or speech therapy, teaching the family how to manage a condition or equipment. And like I said, home health is often covered by Medicare or insurance as long as certain criteria are met. Now, let's talk about in-home care, also called private duty care or non-medical home care. This is support that helps someone with everyday tasks and staying safe at home. It does not require a doctor's order, and it's usually paid out of pocket, or if you're lucky enough to have long-term care insurance, that might cover it as well. The important difference here is that people who are with a in-home care company are normally called aides or companions or even caregivers, whereas the other people from home health are more specialized. In-home care services might include help with bathing, dressing and grooming, meal prep or light housekeeping, transportation to appointments, and simply just companionship and supervision. This type of care can be short term. or long term, depending on what your loved one needs. So, in short, summarize again. One is medical, one is daily living support, and both can play a big role in helping someone stay at home safely. Let's walk through the differences as if we're looking at a simple chart, which you happen to have right in front of you. Home health care is medical, in-home care is non-medical. Home health care is ordered by a doctor. In-home care is not. Anyone can sign up for in-home care as long as you have the funding to pay for it. Home health is usually covered by Medicare or insurance, and in-home care is usually private pay. Home health providers are nurses and therapists, and in-home care providers are aides and companions. Home health is typically short term, and in-home care can continue as long as you need it. And here's a really important takeaway. Families often need both at the same time. They complement each other. They are not competing with each other. It's not an either or situation. Like I just said, many families use both. Here's some examples. Example one, post-surgery recovery. Someone comes home after a knee surgery. They need wound care, physical therapy, and help with medications. So home health care steps in. But if they also need help showering or fixing meals, that's where in-home care comes in. Example two, a loved one living with dementia. Maybe mom is mostly healthy but needs supervision, help with meals, and reminders. That's in-home care. If she later develops medical needs like new medications or balance issues, or maybe she goes to the hospital for a little while and comes home, home health might join the picture. Example three, using both. It's incredibly common to have a nurse come twice a week for medical needs, while an aide is there a few times a week to help with daily living. As you hear these examples, think about where your loved one fits in and how their needs might change over time. Here are a few questions to help you figure out what makes the most sense for your situation. Are your loved one's needs primarily medical, daily living, or both? Is safety a concern? What can the family reasonably provide? How much support does your loved one need every day? What are your budget or insurance options? That's probably the most important question to think about. And remember, this is not a forever decision. Care needs change, sometimes very quickly, and you can adjust as you go. So getting started, home health. If you need home health care, you have to talk to your loved one's doctor. Ask for a referral to home health services and check what Medicare or insurance covers. If you're looking for in-home care, you can search for agencies in your area or ask for recommendations from friends and family. Maybe if you're on Facebook or Nextdoor, you can ask for suggestions and some groups or from people on there. I normally have noticed that people don't hold back. You should also interview more than one agency if you can. As a rule of thumb in life, I like to get 3 quotes, so I would suggest the same for anybody exploring any kind of service like this. And you want to ask about training, what kind of training they offer their caregivers or aides, background checks, scheduling, and what happens if a caregiver can't make a shift. That's a key consideration when hiring in-home care. Always ask, how do you match caregivers to clients? This often makes the biggest difference in day-to-day experience. Sometimes uh, personalities clash. Sometimes people live far away from the people they're sent to take care of. It's really important to ask how companies are matching their caregivers to the people who need care. Here are a few of the questions that we hear a lot. One is, can I have both home health and in-home care at the same time? Yes, they do different things and they work well together. Is home health care 24/7? No. Home health is scheduled short visits, not round-the-clock care. If you do need round-the-clock care, you should probably look into in-home care. Can I choose which agency I use for home health? Yes, most of the time. You might have a short list of providers that a social worker or a healthcare provider gives you, but you're allowed to choose, even if they have their own recommendations. So let's quickly recap. Home health care is medical and ordered by a doctor. In-home care is non-medical support with daily with daily activities. Insurance usually covers home health, and home care is usually private pay. Most families benefit from some combination of both at some point in the journey. You don't have to figure out this. Oh my gosh. You don't have to figure this out alone. If you need help finding services or understanding what fits your family situation, reach out at Sandwiched KC or text the Sandwich line. We are here to help. Thank you so much for being here today, and thank you for everything you do for your loved one. Your work matters, and you're not alone. Thanks again to AARP Kansas City for sponsoring our Caregiver Talk series this year. Stay tuned for announcements about future trainings and series. Have a great day and take care, everybody.